Hi everyone, my name is Alain Kapatashungu. I'm the co-founder of FRONTDDOR and you are watching Spotlight. Today the spotlight is on Highnote.io and his relentless founder, Mark Choey. Mark is one of the most accomplished entrepreneurs in the real estate space. He previously founded Climb in 2009, an indie forward-thinking brokerage based in San Francisco, California that was later acquired by Realogy. So first of all, Mark, welcome. And thanks in advance for sharing what you're building today.
Thank you very much. Excited to be here for the second time.
We love to have you on. You already know that.
That's awesome. Love to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So to get us started, Mark, can you talk to us a little bit about what Highnote is and how is it helping agents today?
Yeah, it's a remote digital presentation tool that allows an agent to, by themselves, quickly build a beautiful, beautiful presentation that stands out.
That's awesome.
And delivers analytics to the agent. Now, the one thing that is unique about a real estate agent, and it's unique for real estate agents, is a tool designed for real estate agents. And what does it do? It simplifies the pitching workflow. So that's what it does. It simplifies the pitching workflow and streamlines it. This is what happens. You get a lead. And you are scrambling to figure out who this lead is.
Yes.
Now, someone I know is building a tool to help you do intelligence on that lead right from your inbox. But but once you know who this lead is, you need to design a presentation and send it to them. You could send them something stock that's just about you and about your services, but the close rate is going to be low, so it needs to be customized to that lead. You don't get a listing lead or a buyer lead every day, so you need to follow up and close that lead, and that's what our tool does. Now, an agent has 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 15 things they need to show. And you can't really show that well in an email with 5, 6 links and 8 attachments. But this is the stuff that an agent is faced with every day. They need to convey this information in a good way. Brokerage owners, and then so just an example, brokerage owners, they love it because they provide all these tools for the agents, but they got to teach the agents how to use the market report tool, the video tool, the magazine, the reviews, the Matterport presentation, everything. So Highnote wraps everything up and delivers it in one link.
That's awesome.
That is powerful. If there's a possibility to do a demo, I could easily do one too. But but that's what it does.
That's awesome. And I had the opportunity to see it early on, so I'm really excited to see what the product is doing today. So based on both your experience as a real estate agent, which is what you are, and an entrepreneur, which is what you are as well, what are some of the biggest challenges that agents experience making contract with online leads today, in your opinion?
Oh, that's the hardest thing. Number one, they don't know who this lead is. Right. That's number one. And the lead doesn't know them. In general. Now, there are other types of leads, like they'll maybe heard of you from a friend or get a referral or something. But I'm not talking about those. We're talking about the online leads where from Zillow, right? Where or they're pretty anonymous leads where they've been, the buyer was shopping for a home and all of a sudden they're being sold to another agent. Now, this lead is quite honestly terrible, right? The conversion rate is 2%. Industry wide. It's a terrible process. It's broken. It's broken, right? And the hard part is you're grinding, and you don't know who's interested. You don't know how to reach these people. You have no intelligence on them, and you have no relationship. So the problem with the internet and online leads is it destroys the number one thing that makes a salesperson great or a traditional real estate agent great is it's the conveyance of trust.
Absolutely.
And the relationship. So you need to figure out how to turn, as an agent, how to turn a cold email into a relationship.
Absolutely.
Right?
That is
yeah, and that's what your company does.
Yes.
That's what my company does, right?
Absolutely.
And we work in, you know, you I don't know what we could say about your company. Can we say a lot or not?
Yeah, you can. Right. You can actually. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're focusing on gathering intelligence on the lead.
Exactly.
Who they are.
Exactly.
Who they know, who they're connected to.
Absolutely.
What they do. I mean, this is critical. And we're focused on, after you know that, taking that lead and opening the door. Like,
I love it.
Highnote is called a door opener for agents.
I love it.
Yeah. So they see the presentation, and then the buyers or sellers are like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to invite you to my home. I mean,
awesome.
It's not anymore, but it's more like, hey, I want to, let's have a phone call.
Let's have a call. Yeah, exactly.
Let's have a call. And I'm interested in speaking with you. So
absolutely.
That's what our tool does. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but online leads that's the hard part, is you're converting something cold.
Exactly.
Into a relationship. And the problem is that email is out of control.
True.
Whether we know it or not. Right?
Exactly.
Whether we know it or not. I think a lot of people don't know it. They just sort of blindly come to their inbox. Wow, I have 50 emails I got to go.
Exactly.
I got 100 emails. I got 150. I literally, just yesterday, I turned off my personal email.
Okay.
And I said,
oh my God.
Mark@Choey.com. I can't read it anymore because it's bombarded with agent stuff.
Wow.
And software and,
exactly.
Junk and spam and newsletters and shopping coupons and all this stuff. And I said, my God, I get to my inbox, it's buried. I'm buried. And my kids' school stuff, my wife's stuff. I told my kids and wife, I said, look, this is my new personal email.
Exactly.
I set up another one. I said, if you want to email me something important, you email me there, because I'm not reading my personal email anymore. It's out of control.
Absolutely.
So how do you, someone said it best. He said, an email inbox is a task list or is a list of to-dos given to you by someone else. That's
powerful and true too.
Yeah. It's a to-do list given to you by someone else.
That's
by
so
the entire
true.
world. And I'm like, you're right. Why am I a slave to this? Anyway, so email is out of control.
Yeah.
You need a better workflow. And that's where online leads come from. And if it's not email, it's text. Great.
Exactly.
But still same issue.
Yeah.
Same issue.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's the problem with online leads.
I couldn't agree more, as you know. So definitely, I completely know where you guys are coming from. So can you expand a little bit here about what you believe are the top 3 things that agents should do to secure and win online lead business? What do you think that, especially in times like this one, in terms that we're living in, what do you think are those 3 things that they should do?
Wow. If it wasn't for the fact that the real estate market is el fuego in every market, and every market we pitch into or sell, do a demo with Highnote to is amazing. Like, every market is crushed. Now, the cities are not, right? Wow. Certain cities are not. Like, New York is devastated.
Absolutely.
Downtown San Francisco is devastated. The city cores are not doing well.
Wow.
But the rest of the country is on fire now. So I think it's masking something that is I think activity is strong, but I feel like agents that are not good online or not digital
Agreed.
they're not good with the internet or don't have a strong online presence have to be struggling.
Absolutely.
They have to be struggling because it's a major shift in how they get business. Now, especially for those places where open houses is a main lead source. In San Francisco and the Bay Area, open houses is a huge lead source.
Wow.
You know, they go to the open house, they walk in, they have a conversation, and they like the agent, and the agent, you know, convinces them to be, you know, either a client somehow. Like, oh, let me help you. Oh, do you like this home? No, it's too small for me. Great. Well, you know, I know this one up the block. Come to the market. If you know, whatever. So you don't have online. You don't have open house leads. So yeah, and then you know, real estate are social creatures. More so than anyone else. They need to see people. They need to connect personally. I'm like that. You're like that.
Absolutely.
We're all dying here. Trapped in our four walls.
Exactly.
So you need to find a way to mix it up. You need to find a way to get out of your comfort zone and go online.
That's true.
Luckily, we have things like Clubhouse, TikTok, new technologies, and you know the all encompassing Zoom. But you need to. I think the best way to be. You know, the best way to be, I think, project yourself online is to do social media. And
Agreed.
I think, you know, it's cliche, but a lot of agents that still don't do it, and they feel embarrassed, or they feel like it's a lot of work, or they feel like it's difficult. You need to do it. It needs to be a component of your strategy. And why? It's the only place where you can relate with people. You can build a relationship with people.
Absolutely. Today, yes.
Yeah. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitter, you know, but it's the only place. And so what else can you do? I mean, you need to, you know, you could buy ads, you could buy leads. You need to have a very strong online presence in some way. Absolutely. You need to, or team up with someone that does, you know? I don't know. There is no magic bullet. You know, we could go deep into the social techniques, but I think you need to be out there. I think Facebook's the #1 platform for real estate agents. Instagram's a great way to build a personal brand. I think that's what Instagram's about. It's really about building a personal brand, right? Facebook's a kind of the nitty-gritty way to kind of jump into conversations and connect, and it's the Swiss Army knife of social media. And LinkedIn is a great professional one. So and Twitter is all about news. It's all about news, breaking news.
Exactly. So, what are you? What are you announcing? Things of that nature. So, it definitely makes sense.
I don't know. And then direct email. You know, start doing email lists. You need to have some reason for people to follow you. You have some reason. You need to have a voice in something.
Agreed.
You know, anyway, I hope I answered the question. It was a long
answer. It definitely makes sense because, and I especially love what you shared around. You said something earlier about the agents who are actually struggling right now are those who, you know, technologically speaking, they are not. They are not really not to say interested, but they really didn't dive really into these social trends and social media aspects of the business. And I was talking with Raj Kassar, whom you must know from.
Oh, I love Raj.
Yeah. I had him on a show on Recovery last week, a month ago. Sorry, and he had this sentence. I think it's a quote from Sharan. Sorry if I actually butchered the name, but I think it was Sharan Srivatsa.
Oh yeah,
you must know him as well. And he had this quote, like, it's so powerful, just stuck with me. He said, "Amateurs have preferences, and winners have systems." And I loved it because it's exactly what you just shared there. Like, it's not about you liking social media or not. It's just you about establishing a system, especially in times like this where you can no longer do, open houses and things like that. You can do it, but at a very, very restrained level. So it's definitely about you, like, okay, I need to have systems in place in order for me to, like you said, make myself known to people, what I'm about, what I'm doing, what I'm interested about. You must have that voice. And if you don't have a system, there's no way in planet where like 7 billion people, nobody will notice you otherwise if you don't have a system. So yeah, that was powerful.
Yeah, and you need to have an angle. You know, I think Raj is great because he's got an angle. He's got he has a great little, I mean, they're big now, but they're a great independent brokerage.
Absolutely.
With beautiful properties. And you know, he's really good with social media and he likes it, and but he has a good angle, and I think I subscribe to his stuff just to see his cool listings he has. And I'm like, oh, I wish I was in LA.
It's so different. It's so different.
I love LA. So I love the beauty of LA. I love
great. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Absolutely. So, based on your learnings, Mark, what items real estate agents should include in the virtual online pitches? Like, what works and what doesn't, from what you've been able to observe?
Could I show some graphs? Am I able to share my screen?
Sure, absolutely. Please do.
Yeah. Oh, it's disabled. Can you enable it?
Let me make you a host, if I can find how to do that.
Or you go to participants.
Got it. Make host. There you go. Now you can do it.
Nice. Now I should interview you now.
I don't know what to see here, but maybe next time.
Yeah, but anyway, so this is Highnote, right?
That's
let me
beautiful.
just show a couple of presentations here.
That's awesome.
And you know, this is your dashboard. These are the types of presentations people are building.
Wow.
Oh, look, this is you.
Yeah.
Me and you, our first show.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's a way to build a relationship, to convey who you are, to showcase you and your services.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, these are Matterports. Thank you. This is a video of a listing.
Wow.
You know, these are process-related types of documents, and the listing, listing agreement, etc. But let me show you what we find we did a study. Of what people like to read, and we anonymously picked. You know, we chose a time frame in the fall. And we analyzed listing presentations and buyer presentations. And there, first of all, I want to say there are several types of listing presentations that go out. One is a pre-listing. What is that? That's before you meet them. When you get a cold lead, what do you respond with? We call it the door opener one, right? And then there are other ones. There are follow-up listing presentations. Some people just send one listing presentation. That's both. The super advanced agents will send two. They'll send one before and after, and I can explain that later. But we combined those all together into one listing presentation and did an analysis. The most popular listing presentation sections are selling capabilities. They want to understand what you can do to sell the home and what you do. Do you do video? Do you do walkthroughs? Do you do what does your photography look like? You know, what's your process? All that stuff they look at. They also, and I don't know what the x-axis is. I'm sorry. I think it might be time, or I can't remember. But anyway, it's all relative, so it doesn't matter. Then the next thing they look at is sample marketing. Now, part of this is they look at other pieces, like because like a lot of agents will send their old stuff or their current listings.
Wow, got it.
Like in my presentation just now, I showed you. I just showed you the you know, this is like a walkthrough, a sample listing, right? And this was my old home, my old place in San Francisco. And I'm showing it off because I love the place.
This is beautiful.
Loft. We have a great basketball net in the living room. My wife loves that.
I'm not sure of that. I love it though. Wow.
Yeah, but anyway, so this is like an example of marketing. So part of the reason why they spend so much time on it is, you know, like real estate porn. They love to look at other properties. They love to go through it, but it's also a lot to go through, right? They go through the walkthroughs, the Martiports, the virtual tours, all those things. And so they look at that and they spend a lot of time on that. Wow. They also, the third thing they read, and it's a tie, you know, agent, price, or strategy recommendation. So like, hey, this is what we should do to your home. We should paint it this color. We should clean it. We should stage it. We should do this repair. We should do that. We should position it this way. We should do it.
That is really
explanations for the seller.
Okay.
What is that? It's sort of like, okay, what is the marketing timeline?
Good.
Okay, what is the selling process like? You know, those kind of explanations. They're in there a lot.
Wow.
Comps, CMA, right? Obvious.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's the value of my home? I was surprised. I thought this would have been number one.
Me too, actually.
Item would have number one, yeah. But
it's really low.
Yeah. In our study, it wasn't. Maybe we'll do the study again and maybe we'll see it different, but this is what we noticed. And then the other one was about the agent. Yeah, they like, who is the agent?
Exactly.
Who am I about to trust my largest investment with?
Absolutely.
You know, that's important. Then anything contract related or disclosure is lower. Company listing presentation. They don't look at it that much. Why? Because it's usually generic and it's usually about the brokerage and things like, oh, this is, you know, XYZ real estate. We've been in the business since 2000 and you know, since 1940, and you know, I don't think people care. And then
absolutely not. Yeah,
they're 30, 40, 50 pages long.
Oh, and, wow!
It's very inaccessible, unreadable. Closing costs, testimonials. Interesting. It's not clicked on a lot. Title and escrow, team brokerage, etc. So. This is what people look at from a listing presentation perspective, sellers. But look at buyers. With the buyer presentation.
It's all about the agent.
Yeah, about the agent.
That's
incredible. Then the map. They look at the map of the area.
That's incredible.
Market report. Yeah, so it's a clear difference.
Absolutely.
It's a clear difference. So and then the other one that we didn't do a study on was offers. A lot of people, a lot of agents are sending offers through the platform. But I think that'll be in a future talk. We'll talk about that.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But one thing I will say about the seller thing, when you're sending a listing presentation, pre-listings and post-listings, follow-up listing, we call it the 1-2 punch. Pioneered by my old partner Chris Lim at Climb, and he really turned this into a science. He's an amazing listing agent, and he wins a ton of deals. And you know what he does is he sends 2 out, and he sends one before and he sends one after. And I'm gonna just share. Let me just share this because I think it's useful, really useful for agents to see this. And you know, this is just a sales deck we use, but let me just show you what they. Okay, so he sends 2, and he wins all these high-end listings. There's a pre-listing, which is again, it's about him. Yeah. Why? Because they don't know who he is.
Exactly.
So, what are they doing? What is he doing here? You know, he is. You know, we're very different in this way. You know, he's very by the heart, gut feel, and a great salesperson. And I'm like technical. So I understand the reasons for things, the why, the hows. I could get it, but it's not my first thing. I'm not a natural salesperson. Even though people say I'm a good salesperson, but I pale compared to Chris. Nobody is better at sales than Chris.
That's what a good team is supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. But this is what he does. You know, he puts his.
I'm Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of Climb Real Estate.
I
don't know what my favorite.
He puts his stuff up front, and when I first saw this, I said, "Why is it about you? You're so egotistical. You're so, you know, me." And then I realized, no, this is actually you need this because
Absolutely.
it's who they are trusting, right?
Yeah.
With their best, biggest investment. And
Really.
so it's about credibility at this point. And the reason why he did it was because they don't know, he says, because they don't know who I am.
Agreed.
And they're going to be working with me, not the brokerage,
Absolutely.
not my technology,
Absolutely.
not all these
That
things.
makes
It's about
sense.
me. And
that
then
makes so much sense.
So then he does that. And, you know, the one thing in the pre-listing is you should not send comps. A lot of agents make this move. They send comps ahead of time. Or they'll send what they think the value is ahead of time. You haven't even seen the home yet. Why are you sending comps? Now,
that's premature.
Yeah. Every agent knows this that's done a lot of listing presentations. The worst thing you can do is undervalue the home.
Absolutely.
You say that, you know, the home is, let's say 500,000 and you say it's worth 450. Nothing will make you lose a listing presentation more than that. Now, you could say, well, I'm not going to lie and tell them it's worth 525. No. We never said to lie, but you need to, you need to do it in the right way. And
absolutely.
You need to work the seller down, we always used to say. Or you need to manage expectations. Now, you can't manage expectations when they think the home is worth 5 and you send comps ahead of time that are all in the 450 range.
Absolutely.
You're going to shoot yourself in the foot.
That's
Never send comps ahead of time. And not until you see the home and understand what the seller thinks the home is worth. And also what their goals are.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe you need to understand what their goals are. Maybe they realize that their home is worth 475 and they just want to get 5. Right? They want to get 5, but they know the home is at 475 and they're looking for that one crazy buyer who will pay 5 for it. And it's fine, you know, but you need to understand the seller and see the home before you send any comps.
Agreed.
Back to this. So then the second one is a follow-up. Why? Because you just met him or her and you are now following up with information. And it's about strategy. It's about observation. It's about who, you know, the target demographic, who you're going to market the property to.
Exactly.
You know, what is the type of buyer for it? It's about neighborhood sales, recent sales, comps. These are blank right now, but because they're not filled in. But and then it shows about, you know, then you show the online property values.
Exactly.
Then you talk about why you shouldn't overprice. Then you talk about the value of the home, and then a sales and marketing calendar, and then you follow up with a listing agreement. Very powerful method.
Absolutely.
And it's you know, using Highnote to do that, and it, you know, then you could see. The great thing is you could see what sections the agent,
I love it.
Reading.
It's really neat.
So I hope that answers your questions. We talked so long I forget the original question.
It definitely answers the questions because we were talking about what works and what doesn't work as it pertains to virtual and online pitches. So it's important to know, like, what are you presenting, right? So it's definitely a complete answer. And
awesome.
it doesn't now understand why Chris is so successful. Everything it's really neat about him. I love it. Can you share with us as well, like some of the, you kind of touched on it, I think, some of the best practices that agent can use to stand out when submitting an offer? Like, what can they do to just, you know, because they to be able to stand out as it pertains to submitting that offer to a potential buyer or seller?
You know, I think you know, one thing an agent needs to realize, if they don't know already, and a lot of them know this, is that the listing agent in today's world has a choice. They have a choice to choose between 3, 4, 5 offers. And you would think that the listing agent, you know, they have a preference too. right?
Yeah,
they have a preference.
absolutely.
They want to work with the agent that's going to make it as easy as possible for the sale to happen. And so then what do you do? Well, how do you evaluate that? Well, you're going to go with the most experienced agent, or the most serious buyer.
Agreed.
Right? It's one of those two things. Now, very often we've seen a serious buyer turn unserious.
Oh,
and so that's why the agent is critical in the whole process.
Agreed.
The agent needs to be the one that manages their client, that is on top of everything, that gets everything signed, that's going to see this deal to the end.
Yeah.
So you got to understand that. The other way to do that, I'm going to share my screen again, is agents are, interestingly enough, sending offers with Highnote.
Okay.
And why are they doing that, right? Why are they doing that? They are doing that because it helps their offer stand out among the crowd.
That's
and
perfect.
We've had feedback from a bunch of agents who said this to us. They said, oh my God, the seller or listing agent loved our offer. And it's of course price related in terms.
Yeah.
But the other part is delivering it in a nice envelope. And that's what this is about. Now, you know, it really presents the information well.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we've had listing agents say they've never seen anything like this before. And several agents have told us they have beaten stronger offers that were stronger on paper, like slightly higher in price or stronger terms. But this is what it looks like. This is, you know, an offer letter.
This is nice.
Summarizes the offer. And in your market, and this is becoming less and less of a thing, a buyer love letter.
Wow.
But if it's
a buyer love letter. That's awesome.
You know, pictures or a letter from the buyers. In some markets, it's frowned upon, but it's, you know, in California, it's okay to do it. And, you know, then the purchase agreement, proof of funds and loan approval, and the disclosure form. Let me show you.
That's awesome.
I'm going to show you this one that is amazing.
Okay.
And it just shows the power of the platform. Sorry, I'm going to zoom through here. This is what some agents are sending through this thing. This is this agent's trying to sell the buyer, Joe and Anastasia, right? And why? Because you know, she's trying to sell them as a new couple.
Yeah.
And, you know, who loves the home. And then she scripted this video. The dog walked in. She gave him a kiss.
That is neat.
Yeah. Now,
it's a really new way to, love it.
There's every market's different. Fair housing, there's fair housing issues.
Absolutely.
It's to the forefront now, but in Bay Area, this is totally okay. You know, it's okay to do. And again, every brokerage is different in terms of risk management. But anyway, that's you got to make your offer stand out. Now, if you're not going to send a video, fine. Make it stand out in some way. Make it memorable to the agent, especially in multiple offers.
Agreed.
You know, and you need to remove objections. And always the objections are the buyer qualified? Are the buyer is qualified?
Proof of funds. Yeah.
Right.
Everything is there.
Are they going to back out?
Yeah.
Right? So you need to do everything in your power to really make sure they don't back out, but then also convey that to the agent and to the seller. So
agreed.
Yeah.
That is awesome. It's so clear. Like, I really like the product, the way it's just, you can go through everything really quickly and easily. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. So regardless of the market that agent, regardless of the market pretty much, you know, agent always say that they want more technology and like more technology, but why they don't use it? Like when they get it, in your opinion, like why they don't actually use it?
Oh my God. You know, I was a technologist, right? I was electrical and computer engineering, and I became a real estate agent. And, you know, it's amazing. When I became an agent in 2005, there's still the same problems. Many of the same problems that we have today.
It's incredible.
You know, they don't use technology because it's not designed around the way an agent does business.
Agree.
An agent spends the majority of their time in their email, in their inbox.
Absolutely.
They spend a majority of the time in their inbox. You know, we used to design our offices around this workflow.
Yeah.
They're in the office, they drop in. Why? Because they got to check their email.
Exactly.
Or they got to like deal with marketing or talk to someone, whatever. But it's still, when they're on their computer, it's in their inbox. And that's why what you're doing, I love so much.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
We, you know, before you were around, right, there was a great tool called Reportive.
Yeah.
And it was a Chrome extension. And, you know, trying to get an agent to install a Chrome extension was very difficult back then. And it is now still, right?
It is.
But luckily it's better and better because a lot of people are using Chrome. But, you know, it basically surfaces all the information about a lead in your inbox.
Exactly.
In your extension. And this way you don't have to go to another CRM. You don't have to go to another tab. You don't have to, it surfaces insights in your inbox. And, you know, they spend all their time in their inbox because that's what's going on. You're getting a ton of emails. That's where your leads are coming from. And so it's mixed in with all of the agent announcements, you know, and everything.
Yeah.
And everything else is too hard to use. It doesn't work well, you know. There are some tools out there though that do work well, and it streamlines the process. Like Calendly is a great one.
True. That is true.
If you haven't used Calendly, that's my favorite tool of all time.
That is true.
It just helps automate scheduling and the back and forth. Hey, are you available next Monday?
Exactly.
10. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Can you do 10:30? No, I can't do 10:30. Can you do Tuesday between 10 and 1? Oh yeah, I can do 12. Oh, sorry, I can't do 12. I didn't realize I have a lunch date with Eileen. Or how about Wednesday? This whole back and forth.
Absolutely.
Brutal. And so Calendly simplifies that, streamlines that. That's a great tool.
Agreed.
Canva is another one. Canva, the online graphic design tool.
Canva. It's awesome.
Canva is great. You know, anyway, but they don't use technology because it's too hard to use. It's not designed around an agent works.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we used to, I hated CRMs for a long time.
Okay.
I still don't like them because, you know, what happens is you have to jump to another system.
Exactly.
There's a lot of friction around that, right?
Absolutely.
And I know you're trying to solve that problem too.
Yeah.
But that's why I like this CRM called Streak.
Okay.
Because it puts the CRM in your inbox. It's a Google extension as well, Gmail extension.
Yeah.
It puts the CRM at the top of your inbox. So it's in the same place that you're working.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's just, things are just so poorly designed for real estate agents. And it's not the software vendor's fault. It's hard because it's a very fragmented market.
Agreed.
You know, 600 plus market MLSs, and they're essentially all mini markets. Every place does things differently. Even the San Francisco Bay Area, you need to be a part of 4 MLSs.
Wow, 4 MLSs. Oh my God.
To do business properly in the entire Bay Area, right? So agents tend to stay in their area as a result.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll join another MLS and whole sets of people, different contracts even.
Oh
4 different contracts.
Oh
well, maybe three contracts.
Oh my God.
You have the San Francisco contract. You have the CAR contract, the California Association, and the PRDS contract, which is another one to do business. I mean, it's just such a fragmented market, very broken.
Yeah.
But, you know, and the other reason why agents don't use tech as often is because they're busy.
Yeah.
They don't have the attention span to sit there for half an hour to learn something, install something, configure things.
Exactly.
You know, and their brains work differently. They're brilliant people.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant salespeople.
I love it. Yeah.
Right? They read emotions. They speak to you. They give you the touchy-feely. They don't know how to set their settings and turn off this and enable that.
It's so true.
Yeah. And then it doesn't work, and then you got to troubleshoot it and then jump online. So, I mean, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. So they don't use technology because technology sucks.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Most
so
technology, except for our companies. Our products are amazing.
I agree. They're amazing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's so true. What's to kind of close us our discussions today? Like, what's coming next for Highnote? What are some of the things that you are excited about? Is Highnote available everywhere right now, or just in certain markets? What can you share about what's next for what?
Yeah, it's available. You know, we did an announcement earlier this year that we're available nationwide. We got into
awesome.
Inmin as well as one of the top 9 new tools of 2020.
Awesome. Wow.
And, you know, word is spreading. You know, I think our mission at Highnote is to better the real estate industry one agent at a time. And so we feel, and in our experience shows that when you use this tool, you are much more likely to win a deal.
Absolutely.
And I wish I had science behind it. I wish I could say, oh, you're 25% or you're 50%. I don't. But the anecdotes are telling us that agents are winning more business with it. They're winning more listings. They're winning more offers, and they're winning buyers with it. And so the word is getting around. And so we're kind of flooded by the inquiries, and we have a wait list. We're running a wait list because part of the reason is because it can't be available to everyone at once. Secondly, you need a demo.
Yeah.
You need to see it. You need to feel it. You need to understand it. If we were just to give you an account and just say, "Oh, go log in and try it," you'd never use it. And real estate agents are a funny breed. They're they're very busy and they don't have time for anything. But they do have time for things that help them win business. So you need to show them that, and we need to show you that. And so we're running a wait list. But hit up Alan if you want to skip the wait list.
Absolutely.
He'll email him and he'll get you to the top.
Absolutely.
Then we could even give you a little bit of discount too. But and we are, we have a lot on the product roadmap, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to just say that our job is to figure out how to get this into the hands of our agents.
I love it.
Nothing gives us greater joy than when an agent comes back to us and says, "Hey, I've won a new deal with Highnote, and it's amazing for this reason." So our mission is to make sure every single one of our agents experiences that.
That is powerful, because it's especially in times like this one, you talked about bettering agents. It's all about making them more efficient. So that's why I love what you just shared there, because if you don't get that, I'm not sure that you are doing the right thing. Like, it's all about being more efficient with your time, especially in times like the ones that we're living in. So I'm really excited to see what's coming next for you guys at Highnote. So guys, let's thank Mark for his time today. Thanks again for your time. Thanks again for sharing what you guys are building at Highnote. And remember, in times like this, especially what we are living in, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, always choose to do what's right and not what's easy, right? Which is exactly what Mark is doing right now. And we're excited that we've been able to share that with us. So thanks a lot, Mark, for your time. And go check out Highnote, highnote.io, and get on the wait list. And if you need an extra nudge, just send me an email. So it's out there, and I can do something for you. I know the founder. I appreciate your time, Mark, as always. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Awesome.
And